everybody. We're back again to talk some more NFL football.
The pigskin.
The pigskin. We've already finished week 5. Man, football's going way too fast. We've already finished week 5. Got week 6 coming up. What we're going to do, we will recap the winners
and losers
of week 5 here first. And then we've got our special dumpster fire of the week segment that we debuted last week that we'll do this week. And then we will talk about our predictions for winners and losers of week
6.
Okay, all right. But let's go ahead and jump into week 5. Thursday night. We actually had a good Thursday night game. How about that? We had
Usually it's not very appealing.
Usually it's not. The last 2 have been pretty decent, though. This time, the Rams at the Seahawks.
The Seahawks get dealt a damaging loss and a damaging injury for their playoff hopes.
Yes, their starting quarterback,
Russell Wilson, has a bad finger.
Broken the finger. He's going to be out for a little bit while that heals.
Yes.
I'm not a Seahawks fan, but I love me some Russ Wilson. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league.
But Matthew Stafford had his number.
The Rams actually looked like the Rams a little bit again. Last week, the Rams didn't look like the Rams. They looked like they took a week off. This week, the Rams looked good again.
I think this is more of like the season, a period of time to see if the Rams can continue to improve over the year.
Yeah.
It's a long season.
It's a long season. And right now, the Rams are sort of a little bit of a roller coaster. We'll see how it levels out.
And they've got one of the easiest 3-game stretches. They could potentially go 7-1 in some of these next games. I've seen.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, this could be a good time for them to come together as a team because they're not going to be pounded on too bad here in the next 2 or 3 games. Jumping into the Sunday games, we had the Packers at the Bengals. Man, that was a good game.
But one problem persisted that infected the entire week. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about that later.
We will talk about that later.
But it was a key factor in this game.
Oh, yeah, but it was a fantastic game. It was back and forth. The Cincinnati is actually a pretty good team this year. They're right on the cusp, right on the, of being a good team. So I'm actually excited to see their future. How good are they going to be next year?
As long as they don't kill their quarterback.
As long as they can keep that off. It's unhealthy, keep him up there. But
Aaron got a better hand of Joe Burrow that time.
25-22 at the end. It did go into overtime. It was a weird game, but it was a fun game to watch. But the Packers got it at the end. Old man Aaron did it again.
Now the Bengals off their line.
Now let's talk about old man Ben. The Broncos at the Steelers.
The Steelers pull a win.
The Steelers actually looked
decent,
pretty good for a change. That's the best they've looked the entire year.
Yeah,
because the Broncos had a good team, a pretty good defense, and the Steelers put 27 up on them.
27 on a older than dirt offensive line with a bunch of rookies.
Yeah, a hurt wide receiver. Juju got hurt.
A bad offensive line, but you have Najee Harris, which is an underrated piece.
We told you that was probably the best pick in the draft for the Steelers. They could have not got any better than picking Najee Harris. Because that's what the Steelers are, defense and
running game.
That's what the Steelers are, dude. I mean, that's who they are. So Big Ben can feed off of the running game because you got to drop more in the box to stop Najee. Makes it easier to pass, softens the middle of the field, and Big Ben can do his job. So they actually looked pretty good on offense. It will hurt him, Juju getting hurt.
Because he's a key piece.
Yeah, he's their best wide receiver.
But Claypool may be the best option.
Claypool's looking pretty good too, though. So, yeah. So, anyways, the Steelers are back to the Steelers. Let's see how long
that lasts.
That lasts, yeah. We had the Saints at the Washington Dubs.
And there's no dub this week because Jameis Winston threw some dubs.
Jameis Winston's, he threw a pick because he's always going to throw a pick.
That's just the thing you get.
That's Jameis Winston. Yeah, with Jameis Winston, you're going to get a pick. Just hope it don't go for 6.
Yes.
And keep on playing because they've got a really good offense other than that. Marcus Callaway and
got caught a Hail Mary pass.
Did you see that?
End of the first
was
half.
That not beautiful? He just jumped up there and took it, dude. He just said, all right, I'm just going to bring it in.
He cooked a bakery special.
He did, but Callaway and Kamara. I'm losing my mind here. Callaway and Kamara, which are both Tennessee Vols, by the way, were fantastic on there. They are looking really, really fantastic. So, the Saints, they're a little wishy-washy, and it all is quarterback play. That's all they're taking.
That's going to be
the whole year.
And the low.
And the low of their season, yeah. We had the Eagles at the Panthers.
The Panthers just gave this game away.
They gave it away. Dude, they had 15 points in the first half.
Their defense was holding them, but the offense sputtered throughout.
3 points in the second half.
Three picks for Sam Darnold.
3 picks for Sam Darnold. I thought this was an anomaly game for them. This did not look like the Panthers. It looked like the Panthers the first drive. And then after that,
it kind of sputtered.
Yeah, it did not look like the Panthers. So I'm not taking this as what the Panthers look like. They lost 2 in a row now. They got to turn it around, though. They need to get some They need to get some momentum going the other way.
Jojo, they need to get that going.
Yeah. We had the Titans at the Jaguars. 37
Derrick Henry punching the Jaguars in the mouth once again.
37-19.
He just loves to punish the Jaguars.
He beats up the Jaguars every time they play. Yeah, I think that's his almost every year one of his
Christmas
biggest
pastime.
Yeah, it is. He loves to beat up on the Jaguars. They scored 19 points and they beat them by 18 points. So they almost dubbed them up there a little bit.
Ben Urban Meyer has almost accomplished the impossible this year by being on the hot seat in year 1.
Yeah, speaking of hot seat, he's probably really, really glad of this next one. The Bears at the Raiders.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, we'll talk about this game right here.
Yeah, the Raiders, I've lost 2 in a row now, too.
They've lost 2 in a row, and they
9
scored
points.
9 points.
Not looking
Chicago.
Not looking very good.
But Justin Fields got his second straight W as the starting quarterback for the Bears.
Could this be a turnaround for the Bears?
Could this? We'll see. I mean,
or will defenses figure him out? Right now, defenses haven't figured out Fields. Of course, they only had 1 game. Now they've only got 2 games of film to watch on him. So we'll see as the year goes. But right now, Justin Fields, it looking good,
looking sharp, Justin.
Looking sharp there.
But the Raiders as a whole
are trending
completely down.
Completely in the toilet, dude. Yeah, they no longer have
a head coach.
A head coach because of just stuff we're not going to talk about.
If you want to look at it onto your own time, then
look it up.
Look it up. It's a gigantic mess.
It is a gigantic mess, and we will talk about that a little bit later too. They might even be a coal stinker this week. That was pretty bad. But yeah, the Raiders are trending down. Bears
trending up.
We had the Browns at the Chargers.
No defense.
Fantastic. 47-42. That was a fantastic game. The refs sort of ruined it for me. They couldn't call their way out of a paper bag. But other than that was some Baker Mayfield and Justin Herbert
doing a
shootout, dude. I mean, that was a Big 12 game in the NFL. It was 47-42. It was a fantastic game.
Justin Herbert's ice cream stand got the better.
First place
in the AFC West. The Chargers looking pretty sharp and high voltage.
Above the Broncos, who lost.
Above the Raiders.
Who lost. Above the Chiefs,
who we'll talk about later.
But man,
the Chargers looking pretty sharp.
Bolt up.
We
had the Giants at the Cowboys. Man, my Cowboys are looking pretty good, dude.
They beat the snot out of the Giants got beat up not only on the scoreboard, but on the injury department.
44-20, yeah. They had already started out the year just decimated by injuries. And then this game,
they lost their starting quarterback. They lost their starting running back.
They're going to be pulling people out of the stands to play football pretty soon because there's nobody left on the team.
They even lost their starting wideout.
Yeah.
How does this team even function with all these injuries?
I don't know when your kicker's your star player on the field.
Jeez.
Oh, and I'm not talking about the field goal kicker. I'm talking about the punter. He's the only scholarship player out there. Anyways, but I don't know. Yeah, but the Cowboys were supposed to beat them up.
And Travion Diggs adds to his interception.
And how many more interceptions is he going to get? He gets at least 1 a game. Sometimes 2.
He leads the NFL with 6 picks on the year.
6 picks in 5 games?
Yeah. He's being compared to a prime Deion Sanders.
He is being compared to a Deion Sanders, which is fantastic.
If he has that potential.
If he got that potential, honestly, that would be a big plus to the league. There hasn't been a lockdown corner. No, they throw around a lockdown.
Jalen Ramsey.
If they throw the ball at you, you're not a lockdown corner. Jalen Ramsey's pretty good, though. But if you get a guy that they really stay away from, they game plan to stay away from that person, that's a lockdown corner. And Diggs is
looking like one.
He's looking like one, man. And the Cowboys
are trending up.
Looking good.
With Dak Prescott looking good and Dan Quinn's defense putting the D in there.
That's the difference put the D in Dallas. Dan Quinn come in and he put the D in Dallas.
He's got a good defensive mind.
He really, really does. We had the Bills at the Chiefs.
What a shock. I'm not going to say this was shocking because the Bills are a very good team.
But I didn't know they were the best team in the AFC.
They looked like the best team. Josh Allen's playing like an MVP.
He is. Josh Allen is my AFC Offensive Player of the Year right now. Yeah. And I mean, what about a Bills Chargers AFC Championship?
That sounds like bizarre. If you mentioned that like a few years ago, I don't know what I would think.
That sounds like Bizarro World, don't it? Yeah. The Titans will be in there playing too, so because they've still got something to prove too.
And that division's not very good.
No. But man, the Bills 38-20.
The Chiefs have very harshly been disappointing this year. So
they gave up again. How many points did they give up on defense again? More than 30. They're giving up more than 30 every single game. They will not win.
And
they're in danger now. They will not make the playoffs.
Do you think Tampa Bay broke them in the Super Bowl?
Something happened last week. Yeah. They need to push the reset button. I need to go and power down.
And figure it out.
Turn it back on and reset that puppy. Because something is rotten in Kansas City. Yeah. We had the Jets-Falcons.
We got a London game, and the Falcons fly high here.
The Falcons looked pretty good. Man, Cordero Patterson has found his team there.
He's found his home, and he's a dirty bird.
He's always been as a wide receiver, punt returner his whole career.
And now the Falcons
bring him in and make him a back.
And he's been a productive one.
And he's getting more, as far as fantasy points and yards go, he's getting more than anybody on the team. Kyle Pitts, breakout game
for the tight end.
He was fantastic. That's his first NFL touchdown, and there's going to be a lot more behind it. If he's found his position in that, he's going to catch a lot of footballs.
All right, Big Al, best of luck to your Jets for the rest of the year.
Best of luck to the Jets. We had the Lions-Vikings. What a crushing way to lose a game again.
Detroit just happens to be one of the champions of heartbreak.
I mean, they kicked a field goal to go ahead. What was it, 30?
They caught it.
34
they ran
seconds.
It a touchdown. And
that's right.
Minnesota march right down.
It went 30 seconds. It was like 30 seconds. And they kicked like a 60-yard field goal. I don't remember how big it was, but it was a big field goal.
Man.
And lost.
I feel bad for the Lion fans out there.
That was bad. And wasn't that after they lost to the 66?
They lost last week.
Yeah.
They lost last week to the Ravens.
Yeah, with a 66. You lose 1 week with a 66-yard field, an NFL record 66-yard field goal, and then the next week you score a touchdown with 30 seconds left to go ahead, and you lose.
The Lions don't. Spoiler alert: the Lions are not a stinker of the week.
No,
because they're playing with heart, but they just keep getting lost.
They did not quit that game. They should have won the game. One defensive stand in the last 30 seconds,
and they would be 2-3.
And they'd be 2-3 right now. Yeah. And a 66-yard field goal missed last week, and they'd be 3-2. They're that close to being good.
But they're got the bad end of the stick.
They got the bad end of the stick. We had the Dolphins at the Buccaneers.
Speaking of bad performances.
How many touchdowns did Tom Brady throw?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. He threw 5 touchdowns, dude. Dude, you're 44. You're going to hurt your shoulder. You need to quit that.
That's the most that old fella's thrown.
That was his record, wasn't it?
That was his career record.
And it's 44, and his career record is 44 against the team that he normally struggles against. He normally struggles against the Dolphins. At least in the Patriots, they struggle against the Dolphins a little bit. He went out there and said, and threw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. It's just
that guy has to be one of the most consistent.
How much more can you do?
He's done already enough, but I guess he just wants to pile it on.
Just one more Super Bowl. Can I just get one more Super Bowl? The Patriots at the Texans.
The Texans
were up, 22-9 or something?
They blew that lead and lost to New England at home.
Yeah, they were up by more than 2 touchdowns, I know. And then let the Patriots sneak back in and win it there at the end, yeah. And then the last game on Sunday, we had the 49ers at the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals edge out the 49ers for a 5-0 start?
5-0, the only undefeated team in the NFL is the Arizona Cardinals. Again, that's sort of that just hits me wrong. The Arizona Cardinals, undefeated, is the only undefeated team left.
I mean, that's good for them because they needed the breakout year.
And the 49ers are struggling a little bit. So we basically, that division we knew was going to be tough. But right now the cream is the Rams.
And the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals, with the Cardinals on top right now, which seems a little weird. And then the Monday night game, we had the Colts at the Ravens. The Colts dominated the first half.
And choked it away.
Choked it away in the second half. The Ravens fought back, tied it up, went into overtime. And then one of the top passers in the league is...
He's fifth on the passing charts. Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson is fifth in the passing charts right now.
Behind Justin Herbert and Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady and all those guys.
Yeah, he is fifth in the league in passing. Which you don't think of anything. Well, he's just a running quarterback.
Well, he did have 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in that comeback win, so I guess he's probably got a little something in that tank.
He could probably throw the football a little bit,
if
maybe.
They let him.
If they game plan for it, yeah. That's sometimes I think they get away from him passing the ball, but
and actually being a dual threat.
They were so far behind in the second half
they
had to throw the ball. So
and they were successful.
Maybe they need to lean on that a little bit more, maybe. But anyways, that is the end of our winners and losers for Week 5.
Here is our dumpster fire.
Here comes our dumpster fire of the week.
Dumpster fire of the week.
Yeah. That's right, folks. It is time for our
dumpster fire of the week.
Dumpster fire of the week. We have Marty the dumpster fire here. This is Marty. We like to have a little fun with this. We had a runaway dumpster fire of the week, which we'll go ahead and mention. But then we had another one creep up there at the end.
Yeah.
But our dumpster fire of the week first is
kickers.
Kickers. What the living crap happened to the kicking game? How many extra points were missed?
13.
13 extra points.
That's not the field goals.
We only had 16 games.
Yeah,
there's 32 teams.
13 missed extra points already is awful.
Yeah, but then how many field goals did we miss?
10.
10 missed. That's 23 missed kicks.
23.
One of them was blocked. So we'll say 22 missed.
But that is still awful. Why can't we get any good kicking these days?
It is the worst
kicking week in the history of the league.
Of the NFL. This was the worst kicking week in the history. And all you had to do was watch the Packers and Bengals game to see what we're talking about.
It was just
at one point there was 5 field goals missed
in a row.
The last 3 could have won the game.
Yes. That's just mind-boggling how bad it was.
5 in a row. Both teams, not just one team. Both teams, 5 missed field goals in a row.
And that's not including just that game. We got a whole week of ineptitude.
No, it was a whole week of just horrible kicking. It was extra point missed. Now, this 13 extra points missed didn't have nothing to do with just kicking field goals. 35-yard extra points.
We're just bonked off the upright or just missed altogether.
So, man, we got to do something. We got to do something about the kicking.
We got to do something here because do you want all those points add up to? I put this in my mind.
What is it?
43 total points off the board.
43 points off the board because we can't kick a field goal.
Upright.
Now, I can understand missing 3 out of 10. But, 70% should be made. There probably wasn't 30% made this week.
That was how awful. That's an understatement of how bad it was.
Man.
It was like rotten sewage over there in the kicking situation.
The NFL kicking was a dumpster fire this week.
In every single way possible.
Now, we do have a honorable mention for our dumpster fire this week that came late. That is the
whole Raiders organization.
Man, the Oakland Raiders organization, man. They might be burning hotter than the sun right now. That place is
in fuego.
I thought the Houston Texans were bad.
But, man, the Raiders have stepped it up in a whole different way.
They have stepped it up in a whole different crap this week. So, again, we won't get into it too much. But, man, the Raiders are...
And the kickers.
And the kickers are...
The stinkers.
In fuego. It's burning dumpster.
There's nothing that really makes me more angry than seeing kickers miss obviously short.
22 missed kick. 43 points off the board.
That's just awful.
That is horrible. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and jump into our Week 6 Hopefully we won't have, there'll be a dumpster fire this week. You know there will be, but hopefully it won't be the Kickers this week. Let's go ahead and jump into the Thursday night game. This game should actually be pretty good. It's the Bucs at the Eagles. The Eagles have started improving a little bit lately. Hurts is actually not doing too bad. I mean, they're 2-3. They can't find that way to win as consistent.
You know what? Screw logic, screw everything. You got Tom Brady there.
They'll beat them by 20. The
SpongeBob music.
The line is 7. Tampa Bay will beat them by more than 7.
Cue the SpongeBob pirate music.
Yeah, it is on. The Bucs, Eagles, the line is 7. We will take the Bucs. Minus that 7. Let's jump into the Sunday games. We got the Packers at the Bears.
A classic rivalry.
Classic, man. They are, and both of them are winning now. The Packers are 4-1,
and the Bears
are 3-2. If the Bears beat the Packers, the Bears are in. How about Justin Fields being in first place after 3 games in, man? I don't think it's going to happen.
Old man Aaron's going to beat his.
I still think old
rival.
Man Aaron is going to make sure he doesn't lose to the Bears. The line's 4.5. I would probably still take the Packers minus 4.5 in that one. The Bears have been really good for 2 weeks, but now there's 2 weeks of film to look at, and as good as Justin Fields is, he is still a rookie, so you could probably throw some wild, exotic something at him and confuse him and bring him down a little bit this week since it's the third weekend. But maybe not. We will see. But we will go with the Packers on this. We got the Chiefs at Washington.
Kansas City should.
They should get a W on this one.
If they lose this game, then they're in serious trouble.
Yes. Bad, serious trouble. The line's 6.5. Kansas City. That might be my lock of the week. Kansas City is desperate for a win. They're going to put up 40, and the Chiefs are going to put up 13. It's going to be a 20-something point game. Chiefs big. Vikings at the Panthers.
This should be a bounce-back game for my Panthers.
Minnesota's actually favored by 1, believe it or not.
Huh.
I definitely would take Carolina, though. Carolina at home is not going to lose their 3rd game in a row. Carolina coming off of a loss at home is going to be pretty strong because they've been fighting some games here lately. Chargers at the Ravens. Is that not a good game?
2 division leaders.
Division leader. Which seems weird. Yeah, both of those are the division leaders.
2 of the top 5 passing quarterbacks.
Herbert
and Jackson.
It is in Baltimore,
which might give the Ravens the slight edge.
Baltimore is favored by 3, which means that's home field. In other words, this is a pick'em game. If it was a neutral site, it would be even. If it was in the Chargers, it would be -3 for the Chargers. So this is a pick'em game.
Who do you pick? Do you pick Justin Herbert's ice cream stand or Lamar Jackson's dancing fury?
I'll say, I do like Baltimore, but man, I'm sort of falling for the Chargers.
Falling for that Justin Herbert guy. He's really good.
He put up 38 on Kansas City in Kansas City. Of course, Kansas City's giving up 30 to everybody, but still, he did what was supposed to have been done. So,
and he's the youngest quarterback in NFL history to achieve 11 300-yard passing days.
I think it's going to be 12.
You want to give the Chargers this?
I'm crazy. I know I'm crazy. Baltimore's doing so good, but I'm going to go Chargers. I just got that gut feeling. I'm going to take Chargers +3 on that one, yeah.
I'm going to take the Bolts.
Take the Bolts with it, man. We got the Cardinals at the Browns. Woo!
That's going to be offense.
I'm going to take the Browns.
I'm going to take Cleveland to give them their first win. The Cardinals' first loss.
For the Cardinals, yeah. I'm gonna take the Browns. Browns should have won last week. If it hadn't been for a ref call.
And better defensive play.
They would have won last week against the Bolts if it hadn't been for that one ref call. So I really think they're going to bounce back this week, especially they're in Cleveland, so they'll take the Cardinals take out first L. We got the Cowboys at the Patriots.
I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys. Line's -3.5. I'll take the Cowboys over that because the Cowboys have been scoring 35 to 40 a game.
And they've been much better on
defense. Yeah, so Mac Jones is the young rook. I'm going to pick him with 2 interceptions. Diggs will get one of them. He always does. And I'm going to take the Cowboys pretty big on that one, too. We got the Seahawks at the Steelers.
A must-win game for both.
I love Russ Wilson, but
when I lean to the Steelers,
the line's -5, and I'm going to
pick the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh -5. I am, yeah. We got Dolphins at Jaguars.
This is a tank bowl.
1-4 versus
0-5.
0-5. We got 1-9 in this game.
I might pick
You want
I might pick the Dolphins here.
Yeah, Dolphins are minus 3.5.
And the Jaguars don't look like a good team at all.
No, they do not. I think their head coach is
a sitting duck.
He's on his way out too. Hell, he's what they call him, a
sitting duck,
a lame duck. He's just sitting there doing nothing. Yeah. We got the Bengals at the Lions.
Bengals.
Lions 0-6.
Ouch. Don't give them winless vibes, Dad. They've already
been through that. Yeah, Bengals are minus 3.5. I'm going to take the Bengals on that. We got the Texans at the Colts.
Both teams need a win.
Man, the line's 10 for Indy.
I guess they don't trust Houston that much.
I don't trust Indy to beat anybody by 10 points, do you?
Especially if they can't hold the lead.
No. Honestly, I'm going to take Houston plus 10. That just seems too big for me. I mean, this isn't the Bucks. This isn't the Cowboys scoring 35 and 40. This isn't the Bolts. This is the Colts.
With Carson Wentz.
I mean, he's still got his W.
If he doesn't throw an
If he doesn't throw an int this week. Rams, Giants. Rams big.
Rams big.
Line's minus 9.5.
We got the Rams stampeding.
Take the 9.5. Raiders, Broncos.
Broncos.
Raiders are in a
disaster.
Live picture of the Raiders from their facility. Yeah, I'm going to take them on that. And then our Monday Night Football. My goodness gracious, I can't wait for this game.
Bills
at the Titans. Titans are running really good right now. Bills are
running rampant.
I
want to pick Josh and the Bills.
I want to pick the Bills too. The line's 5.5. Do you think they'll beat Tennessee by 5.5?
Maybe by 7, but I don't know if any.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take the Bills minus 5.5 just because they're so explosive.
They've shown that they have.
Tennessee's defense has not been fantastic. They've been good.
And Tennessee's O-line has been suspect.
Tennessee's okay, and they've still got injuries in the wide receiver core. Brown's back, but Julio, I don't know. He may be back this week. I don't know. But there's so many injuries on the offensive side. Tennessee's having that struggle year because of injuries. So we will pick the Buffalo Bills. And that's it. That is all of the football for week 5 and week 6. A lot happened this week. And a lot of good stuff's going to happen this week. Be sure and hit the like button below us. Hit the subscribe button below us.
Hit the groovy baby button.
Leave a comment. Let us know what's going on. Share us with your friends. And hit the groovy baby button over here. Other than that, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.